They've done a great job of that this year. No one says that they'd be a good 12-14, but they found themselves in the Super Bowl. Handled the Panthers pretty well last week. As we come, as two teams meet, and here we have the ceremonial coin toss. It's Redskins win the Super Bowl. Is ticking down closer and closer. Bryce Love on to return for Redskins. Not outrageous numbers, but average of 24 yards. Still pretty good. As this crowd is roaring. And Faulkner runs it up, and this ball game is underway. The Bengals narrowly escaped a Jaguars comeback last week, and he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. And out comes Dwayne Haskins Jr. And I'm sorry, fellas, but only microphone audio will be broadcast for until further notice. Okay, now we're back on. The video's back on. Caught some technical difficulties to start this Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56 in Dallas, Texas. AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, as Haskins throws a slant route, and it's going to be a gain of 10, short of the first down, 2nd and inches. And the secondary presses him, showing blitz. No blitz comes, but he's got a wide open receiver up to the 42-yard line. So 2 quick strike plays for the Redskins to start this one out. Tackle by Reigns. And another completed pass up to the Bengals 40-yard line. Haskins is 3 for 3. That was Reynolds. And hands off first running play of Super Bowl 56 is a loss of 2. Bryce Love buried by Carlos Dunlap. And it's another handoff. It's more fortunate. It's going to be about a gain of 1. You get 1 yard back. They're going to say you got 2 yards back. And this improved Redskins offensive line really helped this Redskins offense. As you see Terry McLaurin out on the outside at receiver. And he's going to be buried at the 50-yard line. That's Carl Lawson, and Carl Lawson has the first sack of the game for the Bengals. And it's going to bring out the punt team as they're forced out of field goal range. Duggar drops back with his friend McAllister. And this one is booted. This could be a touchback. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals to try and finish what has been a spectacular season on both sides of the ball. Joe Burrow, possibly the most improved quarterback from year 2 to year 3. And Washington nervously looks on at Mixon. Mixon is going to be brought down by a tribe of Redskins. That was Holcomb on the tackle. And we see the very much improved offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals, but still homegrown. And we see McAllister and Mixon, and always the dangerous A.J. Green for the lineup for the Bengals. Mixon weaves his way through his blockers, gain of 4, brings up a 3rd and 3 respectively. And this Redskins defense led by Reuben Foster and the second-round draft pick in 2020, Chase Young. Another handoff to Mixon. He read his blockers well, and he has the first down. It's a gain of 9 on the play, up to the 36-yard line. And that ball over Mixon's head. He didn't turn around in time. And it brings up a second down, 2nd and 10. First pass from Burrow goes incomplete. And Mixon again reads his blockers well, and he's almost had the open field, but he's up past the 50 to the 49-yard line. So Bengals now technically in enemy territory, and they try to change plays, but this quarter's going to run out, and we still have a scoreless ball game. 0-0. Reads the scoreboard. Come to the end of the first quarter in Super Bowl 56 in Dallas, Texas. This Super Bowl crowd really getting to both teams so far. As McAllister, he opened. He read his blocker well and got to the outside, but the safety was there to stop him, only for a gain of 2. And this Redskins defense is almost as good as the Bengals defense. Not quite sure if they're as good though, but they do give them credit where credit is due. They do rally to the football very well. So you see, the Bengals have had their opportunities to break really big plays open, but they just can't really outrun the speedy secondary as well as they were able to against the Jaguars. This one's dropped by Higgins. So Higgins' first target of the ball game is dropped. Not the way you want to start things for T. Higgins. Mixon makes a man miss, but is brought down by his friend. And it brings up a 3rd and 1. Redskins set heavily on the left side. Mixon runs the other way. That's McAllister, my apologies. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. That's going to be 3 yards for the Bengals. He would have had the first down anyway. But it gives them even more yardage up to the 15-yard line. And this ball is batted, bobbled, and dropped by T. Higgins, so the second target of the ball game goes to the ground. So, 2 chances by Higgins to make some plays in the Super Bowl, but just can't capitalize. As Mixon's only going to come in for a gain of 1, brings up a 3rd down and 9. Green catches it on the slant route, but he's going to be short of the first down at the 6-yard line, and the field goal team will have to come out. Do they let it tick down to 2-minute warning? Probably not, because play clock is not in their favor. But they're going to let it tick down as much as they want. And at the 2-minute warning, the Cincinnati Bengals have a 3-0 lead thanks to a field goal by Daniel Carlson. So, good stop by the Redskins to bend and not break. And Faulkner is out for his second kickoff. He tried to strip the ball from Love, but ultimately no avail. So that's a return that goes up to the 28-yard line. That ball is batted down. Good defense by Jermaine Pratt. The Redskins tried to make an acrobatic catch, but a heavy hitting by Jermaine Pratt as his ball tried to look for his running back on the middle of the field, but threw a bullet. It was just too quick for him. And it's going to be completed out route pass to his tight end, but he's going to be met by the Bengals. And out comes the punt team. That drive lasting less than a minute. And the Bengals will get the ball back pending a miracle from the Redskins. And this ball is going to bounce and roll into the end zone. Minute in the half. So a minute 5 left in the half. Let's see how the Bengals play things here. What a beautiful, what a hit on Mixon. Luckily Mixon's back up on his feet though. Mixon made a couple men miss. Ronald Darby was in there to blow the strike on Mixon in the air. He got hit hard, looked a bit shaken up there, but nonetheless he's back in the field as Burrow is buried. And the Bengals take their first time out. It's 3rd and 11. So now we see their intentions here. They want to score. They have the ball at their own 37-yard line. Burrow hands it off to Mixon. He's got a wide hole. Mixon makes one man miss, but he's brought down by his friend. And Kokera calls a second timeout. 13 seconds left in the half. Burrow sees something in the defense. He throws it to Boyd. Over the head of him, but it looked like he was dragged down. And we're going to have a pass interference call. That was on Ronald Darby, who delivered the hit to Mixon earlier. And it's a middle snap. And Mixon can't find his footing. He's going to be brought down by himself at the 21-yard line. Tackle right will go to Chase Young, but he barely even touched him. 2 seconds left in the half. Daniel Carlson on to give the Bengals an extra lead. And the Bengals have doubled their lead. It's a 6-0 ball game going into halftime. And the Bengals receive the second half kickoff in the Super Bowl. As Mixon sidesteps, and he's going to be pushed in for the first down to the other side of the field at the 47-yard line. Ronald Darby, another mistake. Sends McAllister in motion, and he throws it quickly to McAllister, who is to be met behind the line of scrimmage. Well read by the Redskins defense. That was Davis on the tackle. And Mixon cannot be brought down. That's a gain of 12. It's a clone play. Well read by the Redskins, but still. Mixon hands off to McAllister. McAllister is pushed again. Redskins defense really helping out the Bengals here, not helping out themselves. And here comes another set of downs for the Bengals. McAllister takes the grab, but ultimately brought down after only a gain of 1. So it's been a pretty lengthy drive for the Bengals thus far, as Mixon he saw an open hole but was brought down from the side, so Chase Young is able to stop him short of the first down, brings up a 3rd and 3. Burrow by himself. Here comes the pass play. This ball is tipped. Stayed up in the air, plenty of time to be tipped, drilled, and intercepted. Out comes the field goal team. Daniel Carlson. And this ball game is 9-0 Cincinnati Bengals. So this Redskins defense able to stop the Bengals once again, but their deficit has expanded. And it's officially a 2-score game. Out comes Dwayne Haskins and the Redskins offense. They've been able to strike very well this game, but haven't been able to string plays together. And that's been their downfall thus far. As this one's going to go up, had his safety valve, and it goes for a gain of 2. Yeah, false start by the offense. It looked like Dunlap jumped before the man, but the ref's call, and the ref says the Redskin jumped. And he tried to cut upfield, but ultimately stepped out of bounds. So bad break for the Redskins, brings up a 3rd and 12. And this will be the last play of the quarter. And it's dropped. So a dropped pass at the end of the 3rd quarter. We go to the 4th quarter, Cincinnati leading 9-0. And Coach Rivera is telling his team, stay on the fucking field, you moron, as they go for it on 4th down. And Dunlap, he's gonna toss it, and it's brought down and intercepted. That's Alexander, his first interception of the year. And out comes the Bengals offense. And Mixon stumbled, tried to find his feet, but fell out of bounds. Mixon hates going out of bounds, but they've got the lead in the Super Bowl. 5:30 away. And they just have to hold on. What a dirty tackle. No flags though. Mixon was twisted up in the backfield. And he's going to be buried again. Well read by the Redskins, and they're out of field goal range now. And Faulkner's going to have to come out. Let's see how this punt goes. And this punt out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Sadly, possibly one of the best punts all year for Faulkner. Faulkner hasn't been the most exciting punter this year, but he hasn't exactly been a burden either. As Haskins is brought down for a safety. That's Carlos Dunlap. He's buried him in the end zone. And it's a safety. It brings the score to 11-0, and the Redskins are going to have to punt to Cincinnati. No touchdowns this far for either team. As McAllister runs through a guy. But is ultimately brought down by a tribe of Redskins. And this Bengals offense will come out. I think now they learned their lesson from last drive and they try to run it away from Chase Young, one of the best run stoppers in the league. Bengals have been held under 200 yards this far, but hey, defense wins championships. The clock ticks inside of 3 minutes. Mixon tried to beat his blockers, but was ultimately swallowed by a title. Out of reach for AJ Green. So, Joe Burrow overthrew his target. 1:55 left in this ball game. Mixon trying to get the first down. And stay in bounds. Did a little too much there. Brings up a 4th and 4. And they're gonna bring the punt team out. 4th and 1 for a second punt of the ball game, second punt of the quarter. So, Bengals unable to capitalize on the safety. And this ball almost batted down at the 1 yard line, rolls into the end zone, and it's a tough break for the Bengals as this one is a touchback. And the Redskins will have it at the 20 yard line with 1:41 left in Super Bowl 56. And he's gonna throw it downfield, way out of bounds. And it brings up a 2nd and 10. He felt the rush coming, and he had no choice but to get rid of it. He threw it down the field on the off chance that his receiver would catch it, but nowhere close. A great tackle by the Bengals to keep him in bounds. But the hurry-up offense does come up. And he's going to be brought down to the 45 yard line. That's an out route. The Bengals trying to protect the outside. 52 seconds at 35. Haskins takes the snap, and this ball through the hands of the defender. Right through the hands, didn't even touch him. Right through his hands like a field goal. Brings up a 4th and 5. Here we go. Super Bowl 56 on the line for the Washington Redskins. And it's in and out of the hands of the tight end. And with 45 seconds left, the Bengals are going to take over at the 45 yard line. Redskins still have all their timeouts. So, it's mission 1st down, and Mixon has the 1st down and then some. And the Redskins take their first timeout within 40 seconds. And Mixon is met behind the line of scrimmage. Read well by the Redskins. Redskins has 1 timeout left. They can stop the clock 1 more time, and then the Bengals and Mixon slowed down, took the tackle after the 1st down, and the Bengals still have the ball. 31 seconds left, and out comes victory formation. So no touchdowns for the Bengals this game, but it doesn't matter. The defense stood strong this entire game, and the Cincinnati Bengals are on their way. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burrow takes the last snap, and your Cincinnati Bengals are Super Bowl 56 champions. Bengals got the elusive shutout that they were looking for all year. It took them 19 games this season, but they finally did it, and they can call them world champions. An undefeated season. undefeated for the Cincinnati Bengals. Out comes the confetti. Zach Taylor meets the coach. That's not Ron Rivera like I said it was earlier, but I really don't care. Kind of pathetic that he got fired after 1 year. Chase Young, a catalyst of the Redskins team, meets C.J. Uzomah at the field. And we have Super Bowl 56 as we try to see who the exactly who the MVP is. It could be anyone. I'd say it goes to Carlson, Daniel Carlson of the Cincinnati Bengals. He really was good when they needed him and got them the points. But we have Joe Mixon as the player of the game. And I think Joe Mixon's going to give the Ford F-150 that every Super Bowl MVP wins to his kicker, Daniel Carlson. Bengals win by a score of 11-0 as they raise the Lombardi Trophy, and the Lombardi Trophy is in Cincinnati for the first time in franchise history. AJ Green, you have a Super Bowl. Maybe one day this will all happen in real life, but for now, good night.